Work hard, play hard.
We work hard, play hard, keep partying like it's your job. Work hard, play hard, work hard, play hard. We
Work hard, play hard.
keep partying like it's your job.
What's up, what's up, what's up? I like that part. Hustler work is never through. Alright, everybody, let's chime in here. It's What's the Word Wednesdays. Work hard. Hey guys, welcome to another episode or edition of What's the Word Wednesdays. I am Eric Clifton.
And this is Roger Lillard.
Together, we make the dynamic duo. I'm just playing, y'all. Listen, we are really excited, getting ready to, just to share some information with you guys. We always hope there's going to be uplifting, encouraging, dropping some nuggets or some cliff notes at the same time. You understand? Anything you want to say to them real quick?
Hey, right now you got an opportunity to, text a few of your people in your network, your organization. Have them jump on here tonight, because tonight we got a special information to give you all some nuggets and some cliff notes, like he said, but very powerful. That's going to help revolutionize your business, your thinking, and put some cash flow, as you see on the front there, in your pocket.
Hey, Miss Reed. Hey, Miss Rainer. So, real quick, we're gonna go over the first topic, which is delayed gratification or delayed satisfaction, right? Whichever one you want to call it. This is one of those mindset topics. We want you guys, especially if you're brand new, you need to understand what this delayed gratification or delayed satisfaction is. And I always compare it to the same kind of thinking that a person has to have before they go to college. You're geared up, you're amped up, you got all your clothes and your books and everything. You're mentally ready to go. But at the end of the day, you understand before walking into the first classroom, you understand it's going to be a long process. You understand that whatever it is your major is, you're not going to be making any significant money in that major for at least 2 to 4 years, right? 2 years if you're going for the little associate's degree, but you already understand that there's no time soon am I making any significant money. But it's about that sacrifice. It's about, if I hit these books real hard for the next 4 years, if I stay up late studying for the next 4 years, if I tell my friends, I can't party with y'all on the weekend, I got a test in the morning, right? Or I got this, that, and the third. You're putting off all of the fun and all of the major events that you might miss throughout the course of the next 4 years. You already understand going in that I'm going to have to push the pause button on my satisfaction in my lifestyle, my social lifestyle. And I'm going to have to push the pause button on my income, because right now I'm in that grind mode. I'm in that whatever they call the process when the seed is in the ground and you don't see what's going on. I don't know. I forgot it's been a long time since I've been in school, right? Whatever that process is, the seed's in the ground and you don't have a clue what's going on for a long time, right? Matter of fact, you might even question if there's going to be any fruit that come about the seed that you planted, right? But you plant that seed anyway, you cultivate that seed anyway, and you understand going in, it's going to be a while before I can reap a harvest. And we're saying all this right now to say that you have to treat this business, your business, the same way. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme, by far. This is not a lottery ticket. Because a lot of y'all thinking y'all hit the number when y'all found out about Planet Marketing and teletravel. Ooh, I got the number, and then you expecting some money 3 weeks later, right? No, this is not what this is. This is going to take some smart work, some smart hard work, right, for a short period of time, and then show someone how to do the same thing. And then 3 or 4 years later, you get your degree, or your 2 or 3 or 4 star, right? You get to walk across the stage like you're getting promoted, doing those regular college promotional exercises, right? And check this out. We're only spending $39.95 a month, plus $20 if you guys are reps as well. But that's our only overhead monthly. And getting all this training, all this information, all to get us to where we're trying to go in the process. So that's my concept of delayed satisfaction. That mindset you got to have going in, understand it's going to be a while, right?
Absolutely.
I like my turkeys cooked in the oven, not the microwave.
Well, I appreciate this opportunity to share it with everyone.
Speak up, man.
Share with everyone. Hey, listen, this is one of my favorite topics, delayed gratification. It's really important to understand in the beginning of your business. You know, you're going to be going through a lot of learning curve. And so in the beginning, you're going to do a lot of work, right, and make little money. But watch this. You know, let's say, for instance, your first couple of months, you learn how to invite. Let's say your next couple of months, you learn how to do a three-way call. The next couple of months, you learn how to close. Or maybe just learn how to just say hello to somebody. But your first year, you're going to be learning your business. Just like you mentioned earlier, when you're in college, you're not making any money, but you're learning, right? And so here, you make very little money in the beginning. You put in a lot of work. However, once the learning curve is where you want to be at, on the back end, you make a lot of money and do very little work. And so that's the delayed gratification here in network marketing. And this applies to, I don't care, any business, even traditional business, there's going to be delayed gratification. It's not going to happen overnight. And so you got to prep, you got to train, you got to be in the activities, right? And so at the end of the day, understand that it's going to take some time. Give yourself, we always say 18 months in your business, right? I mean, 18 months of the proper activities. Not 18 months of, okay, 1 month I'm very busy, 2 months I'm not doing anything. 1 month I'm busy, consistent. If everyone does a little bit, teach everybody how to do a little bit every day, just a little bit. It compounds. That's a book that we have, the compounded effect.
Compound effect.
Right, compound effect. So that's a book you want to get. But at the end of the day, delayed gratification is powerful, more powerful than you think. So if your business is moving slow now, right, it's because your learning curve has not caught up with where your income is at. So the higher your learning curve gets, the more your income goes up. The more you know, the more you grow. So don't be so concerned if your business is moving slow. It may not be happening right now, but where it's really happening at, it's happening within you. And so it's taking you some time to get your learning curve where now you have some gratification on the back end. So don't worry about the delay right now.
Absolutely. And the key to remember is it's a process, right? Especially if you're new. You've been in this industry for less than 6 months, right? Or you've partnered with us and it hasn't been that long, or you haven't gotten your first check yet. Understand it's a process, and you have to go through the process, and your business has to go through the process as well. Matter of fact, I think about it like this. Your business isn't popping yet like you want it to. Just like if you had a microwave bag of popcorn. There's a process, there's a system to popping a microwave bag of popcorn, right? You take it out the wrapper, you unfold it, you stick it in there, you put in the proper amount of time that it's supposed to cook, right? Absolutely. The key to this is in order for us to be having or eating a successful, fully popped bag of fresh microwave popcorn, we have to be patient, and we have to allow a consistent amount of heat over that bag of popcorn for a period of time, or a short period of time, right? And if we allow that time to go by consistently, not start to stop, not start to stop, start to stop. So this consistently, we can eat a bag of popcorn. But some of you guys are out there, you guys put your bag of popcorn in the microwave, you press 3 or 4 minutes, and every 20 seconds, you open the door. Like, popcorn ready? Every 20 seconds, you open the door, looking in the microwave, popcorn ready? That consistent or inconsistent opening the daggone microwave door, you are stopping the necessary amount of heat that is required to cook this bag of popcorn. It is the equivalent of your business. You guys that are on again, off again, on again, off again, on again, off again, because you keep peeking inside the microwave door of your business, checking to see if so-and-so signed up. Checking to see if such and such is still going to book your cruise. Whatever the case may be. You're stopping and going, stopping and going. You ain't going to never eat that bag of microwave popcorn. Follow the steps, right? We're giving you instructions on how to pop the popcorn for your business. Follow the steps. Stick it in there. Allow the necessary time to go through. And the key thing is, it's that heat. That heat. That fire, that uncomfortable time frame that's going to set that bag of popcorn off. It's that same heat and fire that's going to set your business off, right? Stuff like what we're doing right now is what keeps you hot. That's why we always tell people stay connected, stay plugged in, stay close to the fire, right? The lumps of coal that are close to the fire, they stay lit through the whole time while your food's cooking. Take a look at it next time you guys are grilling, right? When that lump of coal falls off of the mountain of fire and he over there by himself, that one lump of coal cools off and it's not cooking your food. That one lump of coal off to the side by himself that's not connected to the heat is doing you no good. And some of you guys are doing your business no good because you're on again, off again, and you're not staying close to the fire.
And some of you are not even getting your business off the ground to even get your delayed gratification started, right? He talked about heat. The hottest heat there is white heat. And so in order for your food to cook, it's got to be white heat. For your business to grow, it's got to be white heat. It's not yellow, not red, not blue, but white heat, right? As a matter of fact, for an airplane to get off the ground, it has to go 200 miles an hour. So if that plane is not going 200 miles an hour off the ground, guess what? It's going to run right off the runway. And so listen here. So to get your business off the ground, your business got to be humming at 200 miles an hour. Some of you all's business is only at 100, right? And we're expecting to see results right away. We haven't even started our delayed gratification yet to even get to our gratification on the back end. So get your business up to 200 miles an hour so it can take off.
Listen, now we gotta tell them how to do that. That's a great segue for what we're gonna talk about next, right? What's important next is IPAs, income producing activities. So what are the things that we should be doing on a daily basis to create enough friction and heat to get us to going to 200 miles an hour for our business? And guess what? Just like with that plane needing to get to that super amount of speed before it can take off, it doesn't remain at that amount of speed, right? So we tell you to get your business to the next level where you want it to go, you have to, for a short period of time, just like with the airplane, go all out. Full throttle is what they call it, right?
Absolutely.
Full throttle is where you gotta be, right? That's gonna be a whole other training by itself. Trust me. Watch this. Look out for that full throttle training coming up. But let's talk about some of the activities, the money-making activities that you guys should be doing on a daily basis. And if you're not doing these things every day, there's no question why the ones of us who do three-way calls, our phones aren't ringing off the hook because you guys aren't doing the activities that lead to the three-way calls. So let's go give them a couple of activities that they could be doing.
Well, first and foremost is, everybody should be making a list. If you don't have a list, listen, no list, no money, right? We're in the people business. So you definitely want to make a list. And we had a discussion this the other night. We're not saying go get 100 names right away. Most of us got 300 names on their phone, 100, 300 names on their phone. But one of the things you want to do is get your business off the ground is 24 names in 24 hours, right? But it has to be just that. Not 24 names in 72 or 180, but in 24 names. When you launch your business, when you get off the ground, you got to have some names, some people that we can contact, right, to launch your business. So put some names together, 24 names, 24 hours, and let 12 of the easiest and 12 of your best names that you have on your list, and let's attack that list. Let's hit it with some white heat. Let's hit those names with 200 miles an hour so we can get your plane off the ground.
Okay, I like that. Now I'm gonna say this. We do, just because it rolls off the tongue nice and smooth, we say 24 names and numbers in 24 hours. That's really nice. But I would encourage you guys to not make your minimum your maximum. Because 24 names and numbers, my 13-year-old daughter can go on her phone and come up with 24 names and numbers. We adults should be able to really, realistically, if we're serious about this with our business, if you think of your list as being the gold, this business is the mine. It's our job to mine our business. We're mining for gold. Your list is the gold, right? So why would you stop at 24? I wouldn't. I heard one of my mentors say that every 24-year-old should have at least 100 names, right? And I'm a little bit past, just a few years, I'm a little bit past 24. And so if you're over the age of 21, you really should be pushing for at least 100, right? Just keeping it real. But if 24 names in 24 hours sounds nice and cute, go ahead and do that. But let's look at some other activities that are income producing activities. Because writing your list, that's great. That shouldn't take that long. But income producing activities, meeting people, right? And I don't care for the people that, you're introverts, you're shy, you don't like talking to people. At the end of the day, we are in a people business, Absolutely. Right? It's a relationship business. So you can be shy and introverted all you want, but now that means you're going to have to now figure out what other ways can I meet people so that I don't have to, because I don't want to step out of my comfort zone right now. So what other ways can I meet people? Social media. You can be whoever you want to be on social media, Absolutely. Right? You need to be on social media meeting people intentionally. I got people telling me, like, I don't want to be on Facebook. You don't want to be on Facebook because prior to now, you've been on Facebook playing games, right? Most people that got a problem with Facebook are usually caught up in some nonsense or got caught up in some nonsense or heard something like that. Listen, be on Facebook for business. You won't have that problem. You won't give me that excuse, right? If you're sending out friend requests, at least 5 of them every day. That's income producing activities. I'm intentionally engaging in conversations with people, right? This is income producing activities. Intentionally having conversations with people you don't know on Facebook, right? We are in a relationship business. Absolutely. So why scroll through all of these funny little posts that people put online? You hit the like button, you don't comment because you quote unquote too busy, right? You hit the like button and you keep on going. You're not engaging. If you're not engaging these people, they're not going to engage you. So then my friend on Facebook, I don't really know you, but I'm going to comment anyway and give my 2 cents, right? Absolutely. And I'm going to give my 2 cents, or I'm going to congratulate if it needs congratulations. Amen. Praying for your brother and sister if that's what is required. But every day you should be commenting on at least 5 to 10 people's posts. Easy. Intentionally. Because again, we're in a relationship business, right? So this means I'm being intentional about reaching out to people, getting to know people. And again, we have to be patient. It's that delayed gratification. So everybody I'm talking to on Facebook right now, I'm not trying to close the deal today. I'm not trying to close the deal tomorrow. I know it's a process. I know that if I stay hot, then all these turkeys I'm trying to cook out here, I'm going to give them the proper amount of time and attention. Because it takes a few hours, right? Absolutely. To cook a turkey properly. And I don't mean to be calling my prospects turkey, but in this example, they turkeys. I'm the oven. I'm going to keep them nice and hot and slow cook them jokers, right? So that they're nice and ready. And then I can check the temperature of them. If they're ready, boom, it's time to eat. Let's go. Let's make money. If they're not ready, they need to stay in there for a little bit while. I continue to drip on them. I continue to post comments. Now, I continue to be active in front of these people. But if you're not doing this intentionally, then all of the other stuff you're doing, saying that you're working your business, you're not really working your business. Have you gotten business cards yet? Then we told you guys about a week or two ago to get some call to action business cards. This is another activity. This is another process or part of the activity that you could be doing, especially if you're an introvert, just passing out business cards. But your business cards need to tell a person to do something. They can't just say, I'm a travel agent. My name is Susie Q. I'm a travel agent. Call me when you feel like it. Because that's exactly what they'll do. They'll call you when they feel like it. You need a call to action business cards. And we gave you guys the website to go to get those call to action business cards. If you don't like the ones that we got on there, create your own call to action business cards. But it's these kind of activities, if you're doing them on a regular basis, then we're now being able to take people to the next step. You got some more activities?
Oh, absolutely. Being in the industry of network marketing for a long time, my favorite is going out and about gas station, grocery store, cookouts. We just had Labor Day weekend. How many of us actually, matter of fact, last we talked about, talk to some of your family, friends. You're going to be around people during holidays, right? That's the best time to share your opportunity with somebody, Absolutely. Right? So at the end of the day, if you're not talking to people about what you do, right? Remember this, the less you say, the more money you make. Don't just go out and start a presentation, right? One of the things I got good at is, and this is going to help you all when you're out and about, it's called belly-to-belly marketing, right? When you're out and about, you're talking to somebody, talk about them. Ask them what they're doing. And we used this before, form, family, occupation, recreation, motivation, right? And so talk about their family, talk about their kids, talk about what are they doing with their spare time, right? And then at the very end of the conversation, when I'm about to leave that person, see, I mentioned the information on the back end because I'm about to leave. That means I don't have to say that much. See, most of us are saying something at the very beginning of the conversation. Do you leisure travel? No, you don't want to start there. You want to find out who the person is, what the person's about, pick their brain, start a conversation about their life. What type of work do you do, right? So be creative in the conversation. Then on the very back end, when I'm about to leave the person, whether I'm at the grocery store, gas station, I'm sure you all have talked to somebody in the grocery store for 10 minutes waiting in line, right? Well, right when you great, leave the line. That's when you say, listen, by the way, do you travel? Yes, great. I want to send you some information about travel. I'm a travel agent. And you said nothing about the business, but that you're a travel agent, right? Here's my business card. What's the best number to contact you at? So I can provide you with more information. Now, I didn't do no presentation. We're data collectors. Collect numbers, right? Like he said, if you're not getting names and numbers, you're dead to stinky. That's what I was told by one of my mentors, right? And so at the end of the day, get information. It's a people business. Create relationships. There's a movie, 50 Shades of Darkness. 50 Shades of, what is that? 50 Shades of, 50 Shades of Grey, right? I know y'all know what the movie's about, but in the very beginning, it's very powerful. The young lady was interviewing is a billionaire, 26 years old. She asked him, what contributed to his success? How was he successful to be able to become a billionaire? He said, building relationships. That's a nugget. So, build relationships, you all. Don't try to talk about your business up front. Now, every now and then, if it's quick and you're online, at least you want to ask the question, do you leisure travel? Or do you want to make some extra money? Something. So, again, talk to people, say less, make more.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, the reason we are encouraging you guys to do the income producing activities, at the end of the day, we understand that if you're actively doing something consistently enough over a period of time, then it's going to lead to the next step of the process where you get to now share your information. You get to now invite someone to a live meeting or private conference call or what else we do? We got webinars. We got the videos that are already pre-recorded, right? So you have all of these options at your disposal, or tools for that matter, that now you can use to share with these people. But if you don't have no people, if you haven't been leading people to the water, to give them the option to drink, then what are you doing? You sitting around, got a nice old watering well, don't nobody know you got it, right? So I understand, listen, our job, again, we got to lead people here. We don't make the decisions for them, but what happens once they get there, now they get to see 100% of the information because you properly did the planting of the seed in the beginning. Now we want to close on these topic right here. What you're supposed to do after. Matter of fact, we can start with the live presentation. So you've done all the income producing activities in the beginning. You done piqued your prospects' interest. You got them, and they came out to your actual local meeting. They sat down, enjoyed everything, or whatever the case may be. Once it's over, what do? Or what should you be doing? I'm going to start by saying what I see too many of us doing at these meetings, no matter where I go. You have a guest sitting next to you. And once it's over, you and the guest get up and y'all walk out the room. That's the worst thing in the world to do. The worst thing in the world to do. You don't let your guests roll out until they have spoken to a leader at that meeting. Now, I will say this. If the guest is negative and has already told you they ain't interested in nothing that they saw, then yes, you walk them right on out. Get them out of there as quickly as possible. But once that meeting is over and you look at your guest and you say, so what did you like most about what you saw?
Man, that money.
I asked a positive question. I'm expecting a positive answer. And then once my guest tells me whatever it is they tell me, I don't care. I'm going to say that I like the same thing. And then now I'm going to take you to the front of the room to meet one of the leaders that they seen up front. Absolutely. Right? This is what you're supposed to do next. Too many of you are walking out of the room. So that's what you're supposed to do if it's a local meeting. What if it's a private business call, right? So now you got 3, 4, 5, 6 guests on the line. Whoever just got finished doing that call closed out and said, listen, get back to the person that invited you to this call. Let them know if you're number 1, 2, or a 3. I'm going to tell you right now, 9 times out of 10, the guests are not going to call you. They're not going to call you. This is your business. You take control. You call each and every one of the people that you were supposed to have on that call and find out whether or not they're 1, 2, or 3. That's your job. Once the call is over, it is your job to reach out to them. If they reach out to you first, great. You probably got you a good prospect. But it's your job to then reach out to them. And then when you reach out to them, you're supposed to say what?
When you reach out to them, you're supposed to say, what do you like most about what you heard? That's all.
You heard that? You say the same thing when you reach out to them. You're going to say, what did you like most about what you heard? Now, this process right here is setting you up for the 3-way call. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago or last week. The 3-way call comes next, right? And so what if it's 9:30? Doesn't matter. This is the time we do business, right? So you call that person back, find out what they like most about what they saw. Whatever it was, positive, they liked, great. Now we go into the edification process, and you should already have one of us on hold or standby waiting to do the 3-way call. Right? You just did a launch call. You just had 10, 15 guests on the phone. It's time to strike while the iron is hot. You can't let them go back to work tomorrow and talk to their friends about the opportunity they heard or saw on video, and then you finally reach back out to them. Or I've heard a lot of people tell me, man, I got some people on the call. Well, how many do you have on the call? Well, I don't even know. How you don't even know, right? You wasn't even on the call yourself, or you didn't do your due diligence in following up with these people. These are things you gotta do, because when our phones aren't ringing off the hook after a launch call, either one of two things happen: either there were absolutely no guests on that call, or you guys are not following up. And we told you before, the fortune's in the follow up. Anything you want to add to that?
Absolutely. I want to piggyback on what he's saying. The significance of this whole process is getting yourself out of the way and letting the system work for you, right? At the weekly meeting, right? The main thing is for your guests to be able to listen to the presentation, right? After that presentation is over, like he said, you ask them what you like most about what you saw. They're going to tell you what they like most, right? Meanwhile, while you're talking, you're beeline to the front of the room. If you notice at the end of each, people that go to a weekly meeting, here, Mr. Scott, myself, Mr. Eric Clifton, we all go to the front of the room. I'm telling you right now, if your guest is with you and you leave those doors without taking your guest to the front of the room, you've left the playing field. Game is over. 90% of the time, the game is over. So the whole goal is to close the guest. Not for you to close the guest, but for the expert to close the guest. That's why you want to take your guest to the front of the room. On a launch call, you want to get the guest on the phone with the expert doing a 3-way, PS3, 3-way call, right? So remove yourself out of the way, let the system work for you, let the experts close the guest out. And watch this. If you're doing that, then guess what they're doing? Now they understand the system when they bring their guests out. If you're taking your guests out and you're talking to them in the hallway, you're talking to them outside in the parking lot, that's not the right system. That's not a proper activity for closing. If your guests, like he said, if they're negative, not really being negative, but it's not for them. We understand not everything's for everybody. So you want to get the guests out of the room. Watch this. You want to walk them to the door. This is important because it's all about posture. You walk them to the door, walk them out, say, hey, thanks for coming out. Have a great evening. And you beeline back in that meeting. Don't stand in the hallway and talk for another 30 minutes with them. Because the game is played inside those doors, right? I've learned this from a millionaire. His name is Brian Crothers, right? I'm sure you've heard of him.
Absolutely.
But this is what I learned from 20 years ago. So I'm telling them, the game is played in the meeting inside that room. If your guest leaves without talking to an expert, one of the leaders in the room, you're losing every time.
Somebody started something out here. Look, so what makes you an expert? Okay, so great question, and this is for no matter where you are, what market you're in, because we're not just talking specifically to the Maryland, D.C., Virginia area where we frequent, right? No matter what meeting you're at, the experts, well, the first experts obviously are any directors, whoever's in front of the room presenting, usually should stand in front of the room afterwards, or they have identified themselves at some point throughout the course of the meeting. So I would suggest goal builder and above at whatever meeting you're at can potentially be an expert. I would first go to a director with my guest. They should be an expert. They should by now know how to close out, right? So that would be who I would go to first. And then if there are no directors there, which I doubt, but if there are none, you find yourself a goal builder that you have built a relationship with, and you know that you can trust them to close out your guests. That's what you're supposed to do. That's, again, this is why you come to meetings, right? Because if I go to a meeting and there's only one director, but 30 goal builders, and I don't know none of the goal builders there, and here I am with my guests, and the one director, there's 50 people standing in line to talk to them, and I got my guest standing here, and you've built no relationships with some sideline goal builders or sideline directors and trainers or whatever, that's on you. But I'll be able to take my guests to these individuals because I have built relationships with them because I'm at the meetings, right? I don't have to call them every day, but they see me every week because I'm at the meetings. And I would do the same thing for them. So I hope that answers your question, Big Billy.
And I got a little technique as well. Like, if I have a guest, I'm going to get to the meeting early with my guest. So if the meeting starts at 7:30, I'm telling my guest to be there at 7, right? I'm going to be one of the first ones in the room. You know why? Because I want to sit the closest to the fire. If me and my guests on the front row, because this happens to a lot of people, right? They're sitting in the back with the guests. Now they're bringing the guest up to the front of the room, but there's a line at Mr. Scott or whoever's the expert in front of the room. Now you're waiting in line, and maybe your guest has to go because they got kids, whatever, right? So now you have to take your guest to another expert to have him close out. So let's say Mr. Cliff is in front of the room. You really want, he's doing a presentation. You want your guest to meet him. You want to take your guest to the front of the room. If they're uncomfortable sitting in the front row, still in the second row. You don't got to in the front row, still in that second row. You want to be close to the front of the room. I'm telling you all, this is stuff that's going to make your business explode. So now you're in the front of the room. As soon as that meeting is over, you're beeline. Now you're first in line. You got your guest speaking with the expert of the person that you want, right? And let them close them. So again, get there early. Get your guest sitting in front of the room and get them to get those questions answered with the expert of your choice. And so again, now, watch this. If the guest wants to leave, right, they're ready to leave, there's a whole bunch of people behind them. So guess what? The only one way they can go is to the front of the room to talk to the expert. So get there early, sit up front, right, close your guest out.
Hustler's work is never through. It's the only thing we know how to do.
We work hard,
and play hard.
Work hard, play hard, play hard, we work hard.
Hey, we out.
Hey, see y'all next week. Same back channel, same back time.